friends, you're welcome to my channel. Thank you so very much for tuning this channel today. I want to especially thank my subscribers. Thank you so very much. God bless you for all of your support. I really appreciate. And if today is your first time of tuning this channel, you are welcome. Please do well to hit the subscription button and tap on the bell by the side to get notification whenever I upload a new video. So today I will be drafting this half length bustier from shoulder to half length. I'll be drafting it with this pattern paper. After drafting, you can use it for gown, you can use it for long gown, short gown, you can use it for peplum, you can use it for so many things. So I will show you how you can draft it. So how to get the width of your pattern paper or your fabric. Just check your measurement divided by 4 and add 5 inches or 6 inches to it. It depends on the size of the person. That is how you get this paper for drafting. So these are my lines now. This first line is my starting point. This is where I'm going to start all my measurement from. And this one here, from shoulder, so this line will be the shoulder line. So from shoulder to my bust length, you can call it bust point, is 12 inches. So I mark this line here, 12.5 inches. Now half inch is to join the upper part. Now my tape is still at the shoulder line, the starting point. So from that starting point to this second line here is my under bust length. My under bust length for this person is 15.5 inches. So I marked here 16 inches. Now my tape is still like that. I move again to my half length. From shoulder to half length is 18 inches. I marked 18.5. And this last one you're seeing here is 1 inch. This is my sewing allowance, half inch to join the upper part, half inch to join the down part. For these other 3 lines, I added half inch to it. So now I'm going to start from the neck. Now the neck width will be the one to decide when you're drafting. If you're using it for turtleneck, you use 2.5 inches. There are some turtleneck that you can use 3 inches also, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'll be using 3.5 inches for the width, and for depth, I will use 3.5 inches also. Then I will use my ruler to curve the neck like this. I see now. So this is the shape of my neck. You can use a dotted line. So the next place I will be marking now is my shoulder. You know this paper is on fold. The front is on fold. So the measurement is shoulder measurement is 18 inches divided by 2. Half of my shoulder measurement, that is 9 inches. Then I will add half inch to it for seam allowance. So this is my shoulder measurement. Then from the shoulder, I will come down by 1 inch. Then I will connect it to the shoulder slope like this. I'll connect it to the neck point. Then I will mark my armhole length. The armhole length, you divide your round sleeve into 2 and use it to get your armhole, or you divide the bust measurements into 6 and add 1.5 to it. So I'll be using 9 inches here as my armhole length. So this armhole length has become my chest point now, the chest length. The shoulder measurement here, which is 9.5, and I will mark the same 9.5 here. I will connect it like this. Now I'm going to find the midpoint of this armhole. I'll find the midpoint, 9 inches divided by 2, so I will mark 4.5 like this. Then I will come in by 3/4 of an inch. If you're using for a slim person, you should use 1/2 inch. So I will mark 3/4 of an inch. Then I will use my ruler from this point now. From this point, I curve my armhole like this, and I will blend it in to the upper part like so. So this is the shape, the front armhole, not this one. Then the next thing I will do again is to mark my dart. That is my nipple to nipple. The nipple to nipple of this person is 8 inches. 8 inches divided by 2, that will give me 4 inches. So I will add a 1/2 inch to it. So I'll be marking 4.5 like this. 4.5. 4.5. Then I will connect it like so. So the next thing to do, I will mark the dart now. To the center front, I will mark 1/2 inch like this. 1/2 inch. This is my under bust. I'll go ahead and mark 1/2 inch. So I will come to this my bust line. I will come down by 1 inch. Now I will use my dotted line to connect from the under bust. This is my 1/2 inch dart. This is my 1 inch that I come down with. I will connect from this under bust and blend it to this bust line. Then I will come up by 1 inch again, the upper bust, 1 inch. I will extend this 4.5 inch line like this. So this is my shape. Now I'm going to blend it up to this 1 inch at the upper part like so, and I will connect it down. So how to mark the side bustier now? Now let me explain something to you. This number 1 here, I have number 1, I have number 2, I have number 3, I have number 4. So I have number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. If you are doing a bustier for this number 1 person that has a small bust like this, you use 1.5 inch. For someone that has a small bust like this, you know what I mean? You use 1.5 inch. If you are making it for this number 2, you should use 2 inches or 2.25 of an inch. If you are making it for number 3 person, which is my size, so if I'm making it for myself now, I will use 2.5 inches. If I'm making it for someone that is bigger than me, the bust, I will use 3 inches to carve this under bust. So I hope I've made myself clear. So I will go ahead to mark for this person now 2.5 inches because it's my size I'm using. So I will use 2.5 inches. I will connect, I will mark to the half length also, 2.5 inches. Connect it like this. Now remember that I came down by 1 inch to the bust line like this, 1 inch. I'll use my dotted line. So I'm going to blend it now from this point, this 2.5. I will blend it like to this 1 inch like this. Let me turn my paper so that I can blend it well like so. And I will extend it to this 1 inch at the upper part like this. So to the shoulder, to connect the princess dart to the upper part, I will come down from the shoulder length 1 inch like this. So I will look for a way to connect from this 1 inch. I will blend it like this. I see now. So this is my bustier. Then to this armhole line, I'm going to go in by 2 inches. For this person, I'll go in by 2 inches. I'm going to blend it like this. Remember that this is the 1 inch. I will blend it and make sure I connect it to this 1 inch like so. Are you seeing now? Now these 2 inches that I remove here, I'm going to add it back. 2 inches. I'm going to add it back like this. So I will extend this after adding the 2 inches. I will extend this my princess dart now to these 2 inches. Then I will carve a new armhole like this. So this is my new armhole now, not this one. So the next thing to do now is to add my bust circumference. The bust measurement here is 44 inches divided by 4 will give me 11 inches. I will go ahead and mark 11 inches. Then I will add my seam allowance. You can use 2 inches, you can use 2.5. Now this bust line, when I finish cutting this paper, somehow I will lose like 1 inch from it or ½ inch, so I will replace it back. Now the upper bust measurement here is 42 inches. The upper bust is always smaller than the normal bust with 2 inches or 1.5 inch. So 42 inches, I will go ahead and mark like this. Then I will add my 2 inches seam allowance. Then I will check what I will be losing here. I will lose like 1 inch also, so I'm going to connect it like this. Now we come to my under bust. The under bust circumference here is 37 inches. So 37 inches divided by 4, that will give me 9.25. I will go ahead and mark 9.25. I will add my 2 inches seam allowance like this. Then I will check what I will be losing here. I will lose 3 inches. I'm going to replace it back with 3 inches. So this is the shape now. Then I will check my half length circumference is 39 inches. So 39 inches divided by 4 will give me 9.75. I'll go ahead and mark 9.75. I will add my 2 inches seam allowance. I will check what I will be losing here, 3 inches. I will replace it back like this with 3 inches. I will blend it to the down part. Then the next thing to do for your dress to sit well. So for that reason, I will take away 1 inch by the side like this, and I'm going to blend it like so to the normal length for my dress to sit properly. So I will go ahead and cut it out now. I'm going to start from the length. This excess is not needed anymore. I'll blend it to the side like this. Then I will cut out the center front. I'll cut out the neck and the shoulder slope like so. Then I will come to the side. I'll follow the new armhole. I see now. I'll follow the new armhole. So see what I have now. This is beautiful. I'll go ahead and notch my under bust length. Very important. Like this. I'll also notch the side. Like so. Then I will keep it aside and move to the back. So this is the back. and I just cut my paper, the length. I added sewing allowance. I check the bust circumference, which is the biggest part of the body, and I add sewing allowance. I add my zipper allowance, and I add sewing allowance like 3 inches to each. This is my zipper allowance. This is the starting point. From the starting point to this line is my bust line and my under bust line and my half length line, the sewing allowance line. So I will quickly mark the neck now. The neck width is the same 3.5 inches. I will go ahead and mark. Then I will come down by 1.5 inch. I will use my dotted line. That is if you're using a high neck, this is what you should have. But if you want the front neck and the back neck to be equal, you go ahead and use the same 3 inches. So I will go ahead and mark the shoulder now. The shoulder measurement, the same 9.5 inches like this. Then I will come down by 1 inch as my shoulder slope. I will go ahead and connect it like this to the neckline, like so. Then I will mark my armhole, which is 9 inches, and I will connect it like this. The armhole has become my chest line. Now the next thing to mark will be my dart, the same 4.5 inches like this. 4.5 inches. I will go ahead and mark like this, and I will connect it like so. Then my dart, I will take away 1/2 inch this way, 1/2 inch this way. This is my under bust, 1/2 inch this way, 1/2 inch this way. Then I will connect it like so. Then I will blend it to my bust line like this. Because it's the back, there is no breast there, so you can allow your dart to get to the bust line, the shape of your dart. So the next thing to do, okay, let me connect my armhole. Sorry, the same shoulder length, 9.5. So I will connect it like this, and you can use your dotted line, shoot out a 1 inch arrow or 1.5 inch. This is 1 inch. I will shoot arrow like this. With this arrow, you can connect it with your dotted line, or you use your curve ruler like this. So this is my back armhole. Now the back armhole and the front armhole are not the same because of the shape. Now the next thing to mark is my bust measurement divided by 4. So the same 44. I will go ahead and mark like this. Then I will add my 2 inches seam allowance. Then the upper bust, 42, I will mark like this. I will add my 2 inches seam allowance. I will blend it. Then my under bust is 37 inches. 37 inches. I will go ahead and mark like this. Then I will add my 2 inches seam allowance. Then I will check what I will be losing from the dart. I will go ahead and replace it back 1 inch. I will blend it like so. I will come to the half length circumference, which is 39 inches. I will go ahead and mark 39 inches like this. I will add my 2 inches seam allowance. I will replace the dart allowance back like so. So this will be the shape of the back now. Then the next thing to do is the zipper board. I will mark from the shoulder length 9 inches. For people that are not tall, you can use 8 inches. Then from this 9 inches, I will mark 1/2 inch. We mark 1/2 inch. Like this. I will connect from the down to this 9 inches now. Then I'll blend my hand from the 9 inches to the neck line like this. I hope you're seeing the shape. Then the next thing to do is the side. I'll take away the same 1 inch from the side like this. Then I will blend it in to the normal length like so. I normally measure my half length at the back. So half length for this person is 17.5 inches. So if I add 1 inch seam allowance, I will have 18.5 inches. So it still falls on this line. That is the same 1 inch that you can remove for the zipper board. So this is my back half length. I'm going to blend it now in with this one. Are you seeing now? So I'm using this one. Why this one is cancelled? This one is not needed. So I will blend it in like this. Trust me, when you do this, you see your dress sit perfectly. So how to connect the princess dart to the upper part? I will come down by 1 inch. Again, the same 1 inch that I used in front. Now I'm going to blend my marker from this point. I'm using dotted line. I will blend it here. This 1 inch like this. So this is the shape of my princess dart now. If you're using a princess dart. So I'll go ahead and cut it out now. Let me start from the length like this. And take away the darts. The zipper board. So this is the front. This is the front. This is the back. See how beautiful it is. Thank you so very much for watching. See you in my next video.